Babes, you can really crack a smile and belt out a belly laugh right in the middle of all of the impending darkness and layering doom because you know astrology. You can just, boy, thank God for astrology that gives us our comical view, which is just the view of the truth. In reality, just we're going through a process of life, and everything has that happening if you want to look into it. But human beings is what we are, and that's what astrology is for. We are looking through it to look at everything that a human being can possibly know, scientifically especially. And right now, I mean, to imagine that there's a lot of people that don't know the astrology that's happening, like how that Jupiter is going to be going into Aries. It's not always going to feel like a tsunami is taking us over. There's a way to become buoyant, and if you're lucky, an Aries or a fire um, person who is going to start billowing. We can't say that, it's really important. You can't say it's a good thing because it's really important to maintain your higher vibrational frequency. And I happen to be a higher vibrational frequency being. I'm getting ready to articulate what it feels like to get your vibrational frequency lowered a little bit. That's when you're inviting all kinds of different illnesses in on your well, when you talk about vibrational frequency, we are referring to your electrical body, kind of like your awareness, and that is very, if you think about your computer here, how it's trying to keep up with real time here, I mean, that's what we are. The more like of awareness that you are, I guess, yeah, just of awareness, really. Um, then the more you're truly vibrating on a higher level of frequency, where you know you can catch something that falls off of the table, rather than it being too fast for you to see. It's just in slow motion. Uh, and anyway, this is a very real thing that I'm talking about. So athletes are vibrating at a higher vibrational frequency than the average one person just in that field. And I smile because we're going to get into some language in just the field, and then what do we mean? Well, there's players, right? And um, that's life. We're on a stage here. The I am, that's Aries. And so with Jupiter moving into Aries, babes, that is going to be all rebooted up, not just human spirit billowing and, uh, you know, along with Mars. There's a lot going on with the astrology right now that it blows my mind that people don't really know, let alone they don't know their own astrology, so they don't know how it impacts them at all. I mean, that thought right there for most of us astrologers or anybody who is um, aware of some things the way it is more than others, it's troublesome. It's troublesome. It's like, well, yes, people are walking blind. That is one of the main things. It's just like if you're a musician, it's the same way. It's like you can't hear that that's off. You can't hear when you learn music, and this is what Einstein said, and Tesla, the scientists point at music and say, this is what's governing everything pretty much. Einstein said, if it wasn't for me having learned the violin at the age 14, he was struggling with his academics. He was failing every bit of it. And his parents, out of despair of their son's poor grades all the way up till you know, 8th graders or 9th grade or 8th grade. They stuck a violin in his hand and he started playing. He didn't play very well, but he started playing to the point where, you know, those frequencies opened up both sides of his brain, and he gave us the laws of physics, quantum physics through that. Because why? Well, because music is the sound of quantum physics. And anyway, if you're one of these people who has learned music on that level, and I know that I have, I mean, if you can open your mind up into it and say, oh wow, look at that spectrum like this, and once you've learned music, the fundamentals, you will learn what you need to know about, to learn every other thing that you need to know the right way. You know, it's actually using the right math. But imagine, and I do, imagine not knowing that, having that ultra sensitivity about, you know, I have audiographic memory. It's, if you knew what I was saying, I could just continue to tell you how I can hear things that other people can't really hear that. And it's a superpower, right? But imagine knowing that other people don't have that at all. They are not. They have, you know, if you learn music, you'll have a sense of timing that is amazing. You'll know why it's important to remain in harmony, and you know what the work it takes. I mean, music is a teacher. They're not teaching us anything. If they take music and say, "Oh no, this is just something, you know, that you're playing with," it's like, did you know playing is going to give you your real intelligence eventually? Gee, recess, kids. Anyway, back to, thanks for listening to this. I wanted to talk about how exciting it is that Jupiter is moving into Aries for everybody, for all of humanity. It's the dark time though right now. It's not there yet, and Pluto's in Capricorn, and Mars is doing the funkiest thing with Neptune backwards in Gemini. And because that's Mercury ruled, we have Mercury moving retrograde on the 29th of December in Capricorn. I don't have a problem with it, the way that it stops at 24 degrees and trines my Venus in Capricorn. It's just like, I'm like, yay! I probably will play some music for us, you know. I mean, I have the Venus in Virgo, and I kind of, my secret is I like the late degree Capricorn. I have late degree Virgo, and if you have a late degree any uh, placement there, sign, planet in late degree, somehow you're refined in that consciousness. You are just heavy with the consciousness of what that sign represents. And so I have Mercury at 28, and anyway, you look at it, and getting back to, yeah, it's really hard right now. Really hard, and I can't imagine that if you don't know astrology and you don't know, it's like, this is the darkest before the dawn, and we are not kidding. It's not just, well, we're going to have the winter solstice and then the sun will start rising. No, no, babes. We are talking about the Christ consciousness getting more and more known as to just quite simply, what the hell is that? What are you talking about? Because right now it's like it's watery. You could say it's watered down, but it's the Dark Ages. It's the Piscean envelope of just this illusion that is really just a massive system of control over our perception, who we are, what we can be. Like, say, when I was talking about the higher vibrational frequency, was it in this video? I don't know. Thanks for listening to this. Take really good care of your bodies, because that's what, increasingly, that's what it's going to be about. You know, as we may know that, you know, we have been under attack, and we're at attack from all angles. And then once they say something like, well, check yourself if you're sick, and it's like, what do you mean? There's all kinds of, if you're aware, you're like, you know, can I maintain? There's little things, and boy, the way that we don't take care of our health properly in the United States, it's, you know, it's like it's too late when somebody goes to a doctor. Because why? Well, because of money. Why is it like that? It should never be that way. See, I always imagine, wait a minute, there's a way to live in totally preventative measures to where you don't get sick. You just don't. And in that society, the doctors there, they don't get paid if people start getting sick. They start getting fired. They get paid because they're maintaining what is needed in perception to keep a higher vibrational frequency that, in fact, like I said, man, it keeps out every single ailment. Because the way that it's happening, babes, you have to maintain a higher vibrational frequency through love and letting go and communications with, man, it's the truth. It's within and without your body. It's really complicating. Or you're going to be battling something, and it's purely, it's I'm telling you, it's spiritual. Really, you're being attacked. You know, you could have a fucking, somebody could have you as a voodoo doll right now. I hate to say that, you know, but um, it doesn't matter if you're ringing like a bell. That's what it reminds me of when you think of a higher vibrational frequency. What do you mean? Well, there's all kinds of different characters on this planet, and some of us could be like see-through. We don't have, we're not, we are open. You know, it's just like in and out. You know, it's not that we're holding and getting toxicity from exposure. And if you can make it through us, then you will be able to experience, like, oh shit, that didn't, not really all that bad, it doesn't hurt at all, blah blah blah, or whatever it is. You know, a lot of people are really in anxiety, right? Anxiety about things, and if you're around somebody who's genuinely achieved in a higher vibrational frequency, a lot of it is just, you know, you've let go of a lot, and it's just this moment now. There isn't anything more or less than just being present here. What do you need? Are you okay? Somebody who's like that is like, yeah, I mean, it's okay. I'm fine. No, I'm okay. I'm fine. You know, it's like everybody panicking, but we just say, well, how's now? But how's now? But how's now? How's now, brown cow? Nothing, that you can't get past that, babes. You can't. That's the Aries, rise. That's what Jupiter is going to start expanding right in front of our faces. It's just going to be the brightest day come, after the, darkest night here. Thanks for listening.